you very much. Later we'll come back to the other bit. But on IPOB, I am on record. 2016, 2017, I am on record speaking. I visited Nnamdi Kanu. I didn't know him. I never heard of him. Never heard of IPOB. But when I heard he was in Kuje prison and court order to release him, court judgment to release him, and they refused, I am the one that led 12 further prominent Igbos to go to Kuje and dialogue with him. And I addressed the international press conference to ask for his release. Thereafter, people started visiting Kuje, and 3-4 weeks later, he was released. I believe that an idea, I may not agree with him, with his views on terms of the destination or even the means, but I believe that in a democracy, you put everything on the table. The Southeast leaders, religious, the bishops, the traditional rulers, the youths, all the groups, they're now working on a consensus that we need to dialogue on this to have a solution. Thank you very much.
Of APGA, do you condemn IPOB's activities, the ideology, and the way they're going about putting their message across? Do you agree with their method, or would you condemn them?
Let me be clear. I am the only one on this podium who is very clear on IPOB agitation, the new Biafranism and new Zekism. I happen to be the immediate past chairman of the Ohanes and Igbo Planning and Strategy Committee, and at Ekwueme Square we reeled out the position of the Igbos on restructuring Nigeria. That obviously says, in terms of the mainstream about independent Biafra, I am a Pan-Africanist, a Pan-Nigerian, and that I have said and written copiously about for decades. However, I'm on record to have also said that the IPOB deserves to be heard. That this thing where the idea that the agitation cannot be shut down by a gun. When my brother says you have to find out, he's living in the moon. All these years you don't know what IPOB is agitating for. You know what they're agitating for. You either for or not against. That's not world leadership. So for me, we need to have a dialogue, bring everybody to the table, and discuss those specific issues that are the agitations, and then get up. But I have an alternative view, and my alternative view is prosperity in Anambra and prosperity for the Southeast.
Okay,
what will you do with IPOB, BSN, and other non-state actors?
I believe in engagement, like I said before, like did in myself. I believe if you don't engage them, how would you know what their problem is? So I believe in that engagement where we sit down and dialogue, because all their problem is work, employment. They don't have employment. So I believe in that engagement. So that's what we do, to sit down with them and engage them and find out what the problem is.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, we're trying to manage time, Professor Soludo.
Okay.
You have a chance when you are giving your closing remarks. Just note some of the points that you want to see comment on. But we want to talk about the economy, and let's talk about the infrastructural challenge in Anambra State, particularly roads. If you were to become governor, what will you do about the state of the roads in Anambra State? And also bear in mind the concern of many Anambrans who complain that whenever anybody becomes governor and they want to fix roads, they start in their own part of the state, creating concerns about equity, fairness, and justice in terms of the distribution of infrastructure in the state. Will you be fair when and if you become governor? I'll start with you, Professor Soludo. Again, it's 3 minutes.
No, thank you very much, and I welcome this. He said something about the road. Clearly, the Obiano's government, Peter Obi, by the way, implemented the APGA manifesto and did well, because he referenced Peter Obi. Peter Obi relatively did well. He did the roads as an APGA governor, implementing APGA manifesto. Obiano has taken it to the next level. Not only did about 17 bridges, did some roads, and built us an international airport. There is the road challenge that needs to be fixed. I admit that. I've gone around through almost all the villages in Anambra, from Olumbanasa to Warizukala to you want to run for an election. And after an election, you go on voicemail. Never engaged. Never spoke to anybody. This is the one, and I will talk about it, who has engaged in and out of season. You were in Senate for 8 years, not one word about the IPOB and the agitations in the Southeast. You were only engaging when you want to run. Insecurity in Anambra started with a PDP government and orchestrated by my brother on my right hand, kidnapping a sitting governor. It was a PDP legacy in Anambra. The PDP legacy in Anambra of burning down Anambra State. The violence